possible to feel grief and joy at the same time? Hi, I'm Melanie Delorme, bereaved mother and author of After the Flowers Die. And in Monday Morning Message number 66, I want to explore that idea a little bit. The concept of grief and joy coexisting has been on my mind a lot over the holidays here. We celebrated our 12th Christmas without Garrett. And I wouldn't say that I actually was grieving this year. And so the more I thought about that, I kind of wondered if that was true. When I look up the word grieving in the dictionary, it says an overwhelming sadness or misery associated with someone's death. And definitely the first few years after Garrett's death, every holiday, every day actually, was overwhelming misery. And holidays were hard. This year, his absence didn't go unnoticed, but it also didn't come with that same overwhelming hurt that it has in the past. Actually, I remember the first time that I genuinely laughed and smiled after Garrett died. And I instantly felt guilty, as though I shouldn't be feeling that way. I shouldn't be allowed to have happiness while I was grieving the death of my son. And it didn't take me long to realize that life was going to go on whether we wanted it or not. And there were going to be times of more sadness, but there were also going to be times of exceptional joy. And we were going to have moments of happiness. And we had to embrace them, and we had to figure out a way. Because amidst those happy moments, it never failed that grief would kind of start to rise and just be present. I forget where I read that grief explained like this, but it was explained as though when your child dies, you're handed this little ball of grief, and this sort of plants inside you somewhere. And this ball of grief never changes size, and it's just the same size all the time. But slowly, as the years go by, we do begin to experience happiness, we find some gratitude, and we find some joy that starts to surround that little ball of grief. And so even though it's the same size, it takes a little bit longer to show its face. And I think that is what I was experiencing this year. I felt joyful at Christmas. Even though, of course, I wondered where would Garrett sit? What Christmas presents would Garrett's 19-year-old self want this year? But I didn't feel that overwhelming misery like in the past. And so when I wonder, am I still grieving? I think, yes, I guess I'm grieving forever. But honestly, I wish there was another word, because grieving sounds so miserable. And I'm not miserable when I think about Garrett now. I'm able to balance the sadness of him not being present with the joy of the experiences around me. And I don't know if you're at that place yet. And if you're not, it's okay. It will come for you in time too. Thank you for being here this week. I hope you find joy amidst any hardships you have this week. And I will talk to you next Monday.